turn 3. This might be a turn 4 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. He has 1 mana left over. I have a feeling he's playing mono red. I don't think this is a Into the Flood Maw or anything like that. So here comes the Railway Brawler on turn 4, right on schedule. And then we'll tap this guy to add 1 mana. That's 5 mana, which is 1 needed for that, and then 2 for the first X and 2 for the second X to make 2 copies of the Railway Brawler. They all see each other. They all double each other's power. So this guy doubles the first one to a 10-10, the second one to a 10-10, and then the first one that enters sees the other one entering. Since they're entering at the same time, they all basically get another 10-10. So that is why they go up to a 20-20. And like I said, this opponent, he never saw it coming. Even if this isn't Into the Flood Maw, we have 2 tokens. So 40 damage on turn 4. They call us mono red. We are the mono red aggro deck. GG. This guy probably couldn't have asked for a better start. Turn 1 elf into turn 2 chocobo with crackland into the traveling chocobo into a crackland. That is pretty crazy. It's like I said, it is a skill issue, definitely. But we will go with the Railway Brawler. Then we can do the Outcaster Trailblazer. Double his power, which is nice. We'll go ahead and add 1 red there. Tap this guy for 1. Tap. Yeah, tap is fine and tap is fine. So 2, 4, that is 5 mana, which is the golden number because 1 red to cast it, and then 2 for the first X. 2 for the second X means we're creating 2 copies of Mr. Brawler himself, and then they all see each other entering. So this is 2 20-20 powered creatures right there, and then we can just attack with them. Even if he didn't have trample and he just blocked with the chocobo, that's still another copy coming in right there. So yeah, guys, that was a super clean game, just as we drew it up in the boardroom. It's not rocket surgery. It is really that simple sometimes. GG. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today we have a really fun one. Someone played this against me when I was playing the other day, and I had to try it myself. It's a really cool combo with Railway Brawler. Whenever another creature you control enters, you get to put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is this creature's power, and that actually combos just so nicely with this new mythic card from the Edge of Eternity set, Devastating Onslaught. For 1 red mana and then double XX, you get to create X tokens that are copies of a target artifact or creature card that we control, and those tokens gain haste until the end of the turn, and then you sacrifice them. So if you have Railway Brawler down, ideally you want to make at least 2 copies with Devastating Onslaught. They of course see each other entering, so they enter, I believe, both of them as 20-20 creatures with Reach and Trample. Of course they get haste as well, so then you're swinging in for 40 damage, which is absolutely crazy. And you can do this as early as turn 4. If on turn 3 you plot the Railway Brawler, and you can get that out early with our Llanowar Elf for a little bit of ramp, as well as the Tender Wildguide. You can tap to add 1 mana of any color. So if on turn 3 you can plot the Railway Brawler, you need 5 mana to go with Devastating Onslaught and be able to make 2 copies. So if you do have one of your little mana dorks, then on turn 4 you can already get that out as well. So that's the combo that we're going to try and win with today as well. But if that game plan doesn't work, then I thought, well, let's try and go with another Ouroboroid deck. I absolutely loved this card when I played it a while ago. It's a really, really fun card as well. So we have a few other creature cards as well. So the Outcaster Trailblazer, the Tender Wildguide, and Llanowar Elves. If we have all of these creatures out with an Ouroboroid, we can really start to grow them pretty quickly as well, which is really nice. And then since we are adding counters to our creatures, the Terrasymbiosis says whenever we put a +1 counter on a creature, we get to draw that many cards for however how many +1/+1 counters you put on them, which is really nice. And then we have Innkeeper's Talent as well. Just every turn you get to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. If we level it up to level 2, then creatures with +1/+1 counters on them, they get Ward 1, which is a nice way to kind of give them some little bit of protection. And then level 3 says if you put 1 or more counters, you get to double them as well. So that's essentially the whole deck. We got this Twinmaw Stormbrood in the 2 mana slot. We don't have any white mana in the deck. That's not true. We have Starting Town and Hushwood, so we actually can play this creature out as well. But 6 mana is quite a bit. He's just in here for the 2 damage or 2 mana to deal 5 damage to any target without flying, which is pretty nice as well. So that's kind of the entire game plan. Let's just see if we can go and smash some opponents. All right, guys, we get to go first, and we actually have the combo in hand. So let's try it. Can get the Tender Wildguide on turn 2. That means a turn 3 plot into a turn 4 Devastating Onslaught. So, yeah, let's count it down. This is turn 2. Hopefully there's no burn spell. There was no stick right there. So, hopefully the opponent just goes with their own game plan. These are pretty funny mountains. The Charming Scoundrel, probably for a treasure token, I would believe. Might be looking to ramp a little bit. But yeah, like I said, this is turn 3 plot. Our little Tender Wildguide is tapped, so hopefully the opponent just ignores him. You don't just play dead. Our little opossum right here is playing dead like they do best. And like I said, that's turn 3. This might be a turn 4 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. He has 1 mana left over. I have a feeling he's playing mono red. I don't think this is a Into the Flood Maw or anything like that. So here comes the Railway Brawler on turn 4, right on schedule, and then we'll tap this guy to add 1 mana. That's 5 mana, which is 1 needed for that, and then 2 for the first X and 2 for the second X to make 2 copies of the Railway Brawler. They all see each other. They all double each other's power, so this guy doubles the first one to a 10-10, the second one to a 10-10, and then the first one that enters sees the other one entering. Since they're entering at the same time, they all basically get another 10-10. So that is why they go up to a 20-20. And like I said, this opponent, he never saw it coming. Even if this is an Into the Flood Maw, we have 2 tokens. So 40 damage on turn 4. They call us mono red. We are the mono red aggro deck. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first, which is really nice. And I do like the hand. We will go ahead and keep it. Can get the elf down on turn 1. And then could get the Tender Wildguide down, and then we can get Ouroboroid down. Let's see what Mr. Shy Guy is playing with. Mono white, no creature right away, so it might be a little bit more control-y. So you know what we'll actually do? We'll go Innkeeper's Talent, and we'll just level it up right away, just so we can give our creatures +1. Of course, if he has mass board wipes, that does get around the +1, but if he has a Get Lost, for instance, then having to pay a little bit extra mana, that is kind of nice. So we could get Ouroboroid down. We would have to tap our Llanowar Elf. Could get this guy down with Offspring. So yeah, opponent is really thinking about their turns. That's why I think he's a little bit more on the control-y side. We don't see any life-linking creatures, so I don't think he's mono-white life gain. And there it is. There is the Get Lost, which we knew he had. So that's fine. Let's just get down Ouroboroid, see what happens. Let's just start growing the team. Do we see a board wipe? No. We don't have any removal, but you know what I want to do, actually? Let's just put some extra counters on our Ouroboroid. We see another one on top, which is amazing. You already know we're going to keep that. And then we'll just get this one down. We actually won't shock it in. I have a feeling he has another board wipe. So we're just going to keep these 2 creatures on the battlefield and see if we can get over the line right now. Because, yeah, playing another creature, it would have gotten the counters, which would have been nice. I guess technically it would have been another creature on the battlefield, but I was just worried about a board wipe. But yeah, we just put 7 counters on both our creatures, and he only has 1 blocker. So our elf is going up to at least a 14-14, and he's getting through. So yeah, GG. All right, guys, we go first. Llanowar Elf into a turn 3 plot, maybe into a turn 4. It could be as easy as that. Do need to hit a few land drops along the way. So, I mean, we'll have to shock this one in regardless, but we'll play the Starting Town first. If the opponent is even here. Devastating Onslaught looks so cool, the card art for this. Okay, opponent is here. So yeah, next turn we do have to shock this one in. Well, technically we didn't have to do that. Another starting town. I guess we will play it, and I think I will actually plot this one. Yeah, because we can still plot this guy on turn 3. This still might be a turn 4 win. If this guy is a landfall deck, I mean, our lands are going to be dealing a ton of damage to us. It is. I think we'll be able to get him. He's not going to see it. Of course, this guy has a double crack land just because he's got the skill. It's a skill issue. It's 100% a skill issue with this landfall deck. Ooh, that is actually really nice because we don't need to take any damage then, if I'm correct. Yeah, because we can plot this one. And then next turn, yeah, we got him next turn. We actually don't even need to shock this land in, so we don't need to take any damage from our land because the elf can add 1 mana. This guy comes in and adds 1 mana, so that's 5 mana right there. You get to play this guy for free, so Devastating Onslaught. Yeah, for a nice 2 copies of the Railway Brawler. This guy probably couldn't have asked for a better start. Turn 1 elf into turn 2 chocobo with crack land into the traveling chocobo into a crack land. That is pretty crazy. It's like I said, it is a skill issue, definitely. But we will go with the Railway Brawler. And then we can do the Outcaster Trailblazer. Double his power, which is nice. We'll go ahead and add 1 red there. Tap this guy for 1. Tap. Yeah, tap is fine and tap is fine. So 2, 4, that is 5 mana, which is the golden number because 1 red to cast it and then 2 for the first X. 2 for the second X means we're creating 2 copies of Mr. Brawler himself, and then they all see each other entering. So this is 2 20/20 powered creatures right there, and then we can just attack with them. Even if he didn't have trample and he just blocked with the chocobo, that's still another copy coming in right there. So yeah, guys, that was a super clean game, just as we drew it up in the boardroom. It's not rocket surgery. It is really that simple sometimes. GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. This is an interesting hand. I think I will try it. We'll try it. Hopefully we can find a way to add counters so the Terrasymbiosis can draw some cards, because we do have one piece of the combo right here. So yeah, a little elf on turn 1. Could even look to plot this guy maybe, because I think they're more control-y mono white version, especially when we see Fountain Port. Could be mono white angels. That's interesting. They're going to search for a plains or the Starfield Inquisitor, I believe, that taxes us a little bit. Yeah, we'll go ahead and plot this guy right now. Nice little plot action. And then we'll get down the Verge next turn, and then we can go with the Terrasymbiosis, the Llanowar Elf, and the Outcaster Trailblazer. Might be walking into a little bit of a board wipe, but if this guy's playing Angels, I mean, they might want to get quite a few Angels on the board. Ooh, and there's the Railway Brawler. So I think we actually plot the Railway Brawler, right? That will cost all of our mana, so 2, 4. I mean, we have enough next turn. Just like the previous game, this guy can add 1 mana, and we have 5 right there. So I don't think he'll go for a board wipe right now. I am a little bit worried about a get lost. And I think this actually just shuts down the combo. Yeah, those tokens gain haste. That is honestly kind of insane. That is the one card that gets us. So Devastating Onslaught is just completely pointless right now. So we'll go with Starting Town. We'll play this guy for free. I'm so sad he had that. That is actually honestly kind of wild. Good on him, though. So we will double the counters on that guy, and then we still can... Yeah, we'll play Terrasymbiosis first, and then we'll play the Elf, because he will come in with an additional counter. So we do get the card draw off that, which is nice. It's just a land, so, I mean, I guess we'll punch in right now. Guys, I'm so sad. I cannot believe he had Authority of the Console, because this says create 2 tokens, and they gain haste. But yeah, they will enter tapped, and they're not able to attack, so... if it said they create tapped and attacking tokens, then it would not matter. But yeah, this way saying that they get haste. Unfortunately, it does. Ouroboroid is a great draw. I'm not sure this guy has too many board wipes. We're going to go ahead and decline that one because he will put 2 counters on everyone. And now we will go ahead and accept that. So we get to draw 2 cards. That does just happen once. Innkeeper's Talent is also really nice. I'll definitely want to play that. So we'll attack with these 2. And he does choose to block the Outcast Trailblazer. We will play the Innkeeper's Talent. So now we just need some creatures. If he does have the board wipe, which I don't think so, draw a card. You may exile an artifact, create a token. That's a copy of the exiled card. And it's a 3/3 golem. What mono white creature is there that would be absolutely devastating? It's just the Starfield Shepherd. So, yeah, I don't think the opponent really can do much. Our draw's not the best, if I'm being honest. But we will level this one up all the way, and then we can put a ton of counters on Ouroboroid. We're going to go ahead and decline this because I think we just put 2 counters. Ouroboroid is putting 6 counters, so that is 6 cards we're drawing, and yeah, the opponent is all tapped out, and I mean, yeah. I am really sad because, guys, if he did not have the authority of the consoles, like I said, we would have had him, I believe, on turn 4. Maybe it was a turn 5, but yeah, our other game plan of just going kind of wide. I mean, look at these little elves, you know, 15, 16 power, the Railway Brawler, 19 power, because Ouroboroid just popping off, and the Terrasymbiosis with the card drop, that does really help out quite a bit as well. So yeah, another clean game. Unfortunately, we didn't get the combo. We were that close to it though, but hey, we'll get him next time. GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. We do have a lot of damage that will be taken from our lands, but we do have the Railway Brawler, which we could plot as early as turn 3. Oh, and we drew Devastating Onslaught. I think we just have to try and go for it, guys. So we'll get this one down. We don't need to shock this one in, so we actually won't be taking too much damage in the early game. And let's see if we can catch the opponent off guard. We see red all of a sudden as well. That's interesting. So we will get down the Tender Wildguide. Let's hope he survives for a turn, and then we can get down the Railway Brawler. Opponent just activated all his lands with this Watery Grave that they shocked in. Could also look at plotting our Outback Trailblazers. Opponent is thinking about what they want to do. They go with the Pinnacle Emissary, so they will be creating some tokens, which is so unfortunate that they blow up our Tender Wildguide. That is really sad. And he's going to, yeah, crew up with the Synthesizer Lab Ship. This is a really good creature. Being able to just warp it out for 1, that is pretty crazy. But I don't think all hope is lost, guys. We can plot the Outcast Trailblazer next turn. Or no, the Railway Brawler, sorry. We'll plot him next turn. And then we will be up to 5 mana. Tezzeret.
Everything you own will belong to me.
Everything we own will belong to him. I wonder if that will actually be true or not. So he punches in with the chainsaw. Or is he going to crew up with the chainsaw? No. I think we're going to go for it. We're just going to plot the Brawler. And, I mean, we have it next turn. We might as well play this one down. Just get some creatures on the board, which is nice. That might, you know, make him use some kill spells to remove these creatures. Because we are threatening his Tezzeret a little bit. And I'm not sure he'll see this coming. A lot of people don't. I didn't when I was played against it the other day. So we're looking for him to tap out. He's going to go ahead and -3 to look for 1 Grim Bauble. Probably give our Outcast Trailblazer -2/-2. And he has just 2 mana available.
There is no system I can't improve.
He just has 2 mana available. I mean, one of them is blue, so I'm worried about a counterspell. I just don't know how many counterspells this deck plays. He's going to station both of them. All right, guys, we are just going for it. So here comes the Railway Brawler. I didn't feel that like there was a stick there, so we can do this for 5. Make 2 copies of this guy. Oh, wait, why don't we have enough? Oh, we're making 2 copies, sorry. We need 5 mana to make 2 copies. You see that taps all 5 mana. So there it is. They both see each other enter in. So I believe both of these guys go up to 20/20s. So Let's just swing for 40 damage, casual 40 damage on turn 5, I believe it is, because we went first. Opponent has 4 mana, so yeah, for them it was turn 4, and like I said, they just did not see it coming, so GG. Alright guys, opponent goes first, but we do have Railway Brawler and the Tender Wildguide, so we could plot this guy as early as turn 3, which is really nice. I guess we will shock this one in then. I'm so tired of playing against control decks, and that's honestly... Alright, well, we need to eat some counter spells, so might as well get them out of his hand right now. Could, of course, also just have a mass board wipe. We do have 4 mana, so we can plot the Railway Brawler, which I think is what we'll do. We also have an Ouroboroid, which we could look to get down as well. I think we'll just plot this one. We will just plot this one, let the opponent draw 2 cards whenever he realizes it's his turn. No, he doesn't draw any cards. That's interesting. Opponent is thinking about it. They hit us with the Fountain Port. And... you know what? I'm just going to plot this guy as well, and we're just going to start the beatdown. How much does this take? 3 to activate. That is honestly kind of wild. Well, so we can't even really attack, and since we're not attacking, we will get down Terrasymbiosis. Probably eats a counter spell. There it is. No more lies. Making a comeback in Standard. And I don't want to play these creatures out, because they would probably just eat a board wipe. We did draw Devastating Onslaught as well, but I know for sure this guy, we just need him to tap out, which I don't think he's ever going to really do. And then we can just say next, put some counters on all of our creatures. Could attack with this one right now. Opponent takes it. We do have 5 mana. I really, really, really hope he just hits us with a board wipe. So yeah, he taps out right now, consult the star charts, pays the kicker cost, so he gets 2 cards. So he's back up to full grip of cards in hand. There's Day of Judgment, 2 mana. It probably is a board wipe. But we are going to try it. So here comes the Railway Brawler. And then here comes the Outcast Trailblazer. Get to double his power and add 1 mana of any color. 2, 4. Yeah, we have 6. If I make just 1 copy, I think he enters as a 10/10. That's not enough. So we are going to try it. We're going to go for 2 copies of this one. We just have a 1 mana available. So 2 mana negate, of course, gets us. No More Lies gets us. A Get Lost will get us, but the opponent did not have it. Let's absolutely go. Beat an Azorius control player. Gonna have to do it to him, guys. Keep your backhand strong. Say counter this, baby. Bah. Get him out of here. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. I like the hand. I'll keep it. Do need to draw a land along the way, but I mean, our elves can tap to add some mana, which is quite nice. Might honestly look to get the Innkeeper's talent down next turn and just level it up right away. Could also, I think actually it's smart getting the elf down, because then, well, it doesn't matter. It's a Ouroboroid on turn 3 regardless. So, you know what I think we'll do? We'll get down the Innkeeper's talent, and I will play the other elf as well. And then next turn, we can play Ouroboroid, and we'll have 2 elves that will each get counters. I think that's the way to do it. This opponent is waiting to crack his land. Get to put a counter on this elf right away, which is really nice. So I think we're playing against landfall. That is always what I think when I see these crack lands. Do we see a forest enter? Do we see a forest enter? Opponent's keeping us on our toes. Ooh, a mountain. Interesting, interesting. and a Verge. So opponent might have quite a few kill spells, burn spells. Let's see what he does. We will have 5 mana, so we actually can get down Ouroboroid and level up the Innkeeper's talent. That might be kind of nice, actually. And I think I do want to do that. Just so these guys get Ward. Well, this guy doesn't have Ward, but we're still going to get down the Ouroboroid. I'm not sure why the opponent gave up. That's a little bit unfortunate. But hey, I mean, a victory is a victory. GG, I guess. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to the post-game wrap, and today we looked at a really fun combo deck with the Railway Brawler, this mythic creature from the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. He has the text that says, whenever another creature we control enters, we get to put plus X counters on it, where X is that creature's power, and we are comboing that up with the Devastating Onslaught, another mythic card from the Edge of Eternity set. The card art for this honestly looks amazing. Definitely one of the better card arts in the Edge of Eternity set, I think, at least. But yeah, for 1 red mana and then 2 X's, so the ideal number you want to hit is 5, and I think the last match, I think I counted it down for you guys. I'm not sure if that will actually be the last match. Maybe I'll put it a bit earlier. But yeah, you want to get to 5 mana, because then you can make 2 copies of a creature. Of course, the creature you want to make copies of is the Railway Brawler, because they both will enter, those 2 tokens that are entering will enter as 2020 creatures. The Devastating Onslaught says those tokens have haste. You have to sacrifice them at the end step, but the creature we're making a copy of has trample himself as well. So even if the opponent has a chump blocker, even if they have 2 chump blockers, there's no way that they have enough to stop 40 damage. And oftentimes, like I said, with some of our mana dorks that we have, the Tender Wildguide and the Llanowar Elf, you can plot the Railway Brawler as early as turn 3, and then you can go for a Devastating Onslaught on turn 4 if you have one of these mana dorks. So you can oftentimes, or oftentimes is the wrong word, you definitely can achieve turn 4 knockouts with this deck as well. But if you don't draw Devastating Onslaught, then the rest of our deck functions pretty well as well. We go with the kind of go wise strategy with Ouroboroid. Everyone loves this creature. I think everyone knows how this creature works by now. Such a good creature. Really fun creature from the Edge of Eternity set as well. And I see he costs Mythic as well. So this is a really expensive deck. But yeah, the Ouroboroid, all the other creatures we have, Outcaster Trailblazer, Tender Wildguide, Llanowar Elf. Even if we get a Railway Brawler down and we don't have Devastating Onslaught, Ouroboroid just giving counters to everyone is just so nice. And like I said, we can go kind of wide, especially with Tender Wildguide. You can create the Offspring token if you have 4 mana, so that's another creature on the board right there as well. We do have some lands that can produce white mana as well, so Starting Town and the Hushwood Verge, so we can even get out the Twinmaw Stormbrood as well as another creature right there. So if you do go a little bit wide, of course, Ouroboroid can just pump your creatures up and just grow them turn after turn, and it kind of goes exponential. The first turn, you know, he just puts 1 counter on everyone. That's not too big of a deal, but the second turn, he's putting 2 counters on everyone. That's when it starts to become a little bit of a problem. The turn after that, 4 counters on all the creatures we control. Then oftentimes opponents will need a mass board wipe or a targeted kill spell to really get rid of Ouroboroid. And then that in combination with Innkeeper's talent and the Terrasymbiosis, just to help us draw cards as well, I think came in really handy in a few of the other games we played as well. So yeah, overall, really fun deck. 2 kind of strategies that you can win with. It's Railway Brawler and the Devastating Onslaught with the main game plan, but the secondary game plan as well just works so well as well. So yeah, pretty simple deck, but it is very devastating when you can knock out the opponents. Oftentimes they won't see it coming. Well, I say that. You do have to plot this guy, so they will see that you have him plotted, but if you're showing kind of a mono green package, maybe they won't think that you're playing Devastating Onslaught. So you definitely can surprise some opponents with it as well. And I mean, even if they see it coming, they need a targeted kill spell or a bounce spell to get rid of the Railway Brawler when he enters. If they just have a ton of creatures that they hope to hold back and block with, it's definitely not enough if you get up to 5 mana, like I said, because 2 hasty tokens being 2020s with trample, that's 40 damage on board. There's no way by turn 5 opponents have enough creatures to absorb 21 damage. That's just not happening. So yeah, a really fun deck. And yeah, both game strategies work as well. So yeah, pretty simple deck today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. That helps me out tremendously. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up and a comment down below of any decks or cards that you would like to see me play. I'm happy to take any suggestions that you guys might have. And I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.